Voicing is a process. It's also known as tone regulation. It's a process that is often misunderstood and sometimes you could say even more often not done correctly. But it's critically important to the end result, especially for a high performance piano like this Bösendorfer 225 with a Renner action. For example, if you look at these hammers, they look in pretty good shape, but if you look very closely, you'll see that there are very fine string lines in the top surface of the hammer. For most pianos, this would not be a problem at all, but for a true, real high-performance piano, I'm going to want to address those a little bit because they are going to interfere with the overall tone production. So the first thing I'm going to do is put my voicing block in and drop these hammers down onto the voicing block so I have a nice firm foundation to work on. And then in this particular case, I'm going to use a sequence of strips of sandpaper of different grits and degrees of roughness to very carefully file the surface of the felt so that I take those string grooves out. This is a really important aspect because you want to make sure you maintain the shape of the hammer. You don't want to go too far, but you want to go far enough to remove the string grooves. And again, in this particular case, I'm just going to use like a shoe shining motion with these different grits of sandpaper. It's supported by my voicing block, so I have a nice firm surface to work on. And I've developed a feel over the years on how to very consistently and carefully remove this felt. So the first thing I'm going to do is address the surface of the felt and get the hammer's shape correctly and get those string lines out. Voicing to a lot of people means needling, and that has to be looked at very cautiously because in my opinion putting a needle in a hammer is the last thing you can do, should do. A real high-performance piano, in a real high-performance piano, all the pieces work together. So the regulation has to be good, the alignment has to be good, the friction has to be dealt with. All these things have to be dealt with first, including the shape of the hammer and critically fitting the hammer to the strings before you ever go near a hammer with a needle. There's really no way you know what you have to work with until you've done all the preparatory steps.